One of the complaints that men and women in the States have regarding the passport bro movement is not that we're just taking our resources and going to other countries. I noticed one of the top outlets or top complaints that they have about what we're doing is that you guys are putting down or talking about black women. You're degrading the queens. You're talking about the women so much. You could just leave. Why do you have to talk about black women? And for a while, I fell off into this. And I know some of you guys were like, you know what, I'm just not going to say anything too much about the sisters because I know they're going to think that we're leaving and we're just backbiting the sisters. Until I realized you're right and they're right. We are talking about the sisters. We are talking about the behavior pattern of modern women and many sisters in the States. Sisters who are watching, you dang right, we are talking about you. But I noticed one thing. Yeah, I know I'm analytical. I noticed one thing. They say men in the United States are saying you talk too much about the black woman.
A lot of y'all passport bros, y'all think y'all done struck gold. And I understand why. And I hear your complaints and all that other stuff. You know, y'all ain't able to get certain women in the United States because you feel like their price is too high. And I ain't talking about, you know, prostitution. I'm talking about the women in America. They are getting to the point where they want more. They tired of settling for the bare minimum. And a lot of men are having a problem with that. They got an issue with a woman deciding, you know what, I'm going to stop being a fool for these men and not getting what I deserve.
Women in the United States say, passport bros, expat, blue book gentlemen, all you ex-military dudes, you're talking too much about the black woman or women in the United States. You're putting us down. But the one thing I noticed that we hadn't done, I noticed this. No one has ever accused the passport bro, the blue book gentleman, the passport cartel, expats, you travelers, explorers. Notice, no one has ever accused any of us of lying on black women. They can say we talk about them, we put them. No one has ever come out with one YouTube video, one TikTok video, one Instagram reel and said the passport bros, what they're saying is a lie. They're just saying, don't say it. The behavior patterns of women in the United States, they never said that it was a lie when we talk about it. They never said what Kevin Samuels was saying. In the words of Obsidian, St. Kevin. No one ever said that Kevin Samuels is a liar. They said we just don't like his presentation. So when it comes to all you content creators, if you feel like doing content about the behavior patterns of women, including black women in the United States, dang it, you go ahead and do your content, brother. If you are a sister or a white woman that's doing content and it just so happens to point towards women of color, do your content.
Let me just say this. As a black woman who has experienced a lot with black men who will always, strive to be with a black man, we do not care if y'all go out of the country to find y'all a wife who is traditional.
I don't think that she's being quite honest here, because if these ladies really wouldn't care about what men are doing outside of the country, why they are even their passport to leave the U.S., there would not be so many videos on the internet where you actually have American women talking trash about women from other countries, calling them names and judging them, and they wouldn't judge men or shame men, insult men for actually trying to do better for themselves. So what's the problem? Just admit that you are mad and we will all be cool. We are even willing to teach you ladies how to do it better. But first of all, you have to let go of your ego. First step. Instead of acting all emotional, these ladies could really sit down and just think about, wait a minute, what am I doing wrong that other women are doing right? But that is one of the issues right here. These women don't think that they are doing anything that's wrong. They are always right. They don't have no flaws. They don't have no, errors that they need to correct because it's always everybody else's fault.
Because at the end of the day, no one has ever accused any of us of lying on the black woman. Everything that we've said has been true. You don't cook. You don't iron your clothes. You don't iron my clothes. You don't clean like you used to.
Why don't the women want to cook and clean for the men anymore?
Because they're tired, bro. They have to go to work every day. That's not hard.
They're tired?
Yeah, they got to go to work every day, just like you.
What are they tired of?
Of working. It's not hard. I mean, that shouldn't even be like, I don't even understand the question. Like, they're tired. Aren't you tired when you get home from work?
They're working every day, so they're tired. That's why I don't want to cook or clean.
Yeah. You think I want to work 8 hours and then come home and then cook and clean? I mean, I do it because I have to. I have 5 children. But yeah, I mean.
Do you have a woman right now?
What's that?
Do you have a woman right now?
I've been married for over 20 years.
Okay. Does your wife work?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the roles in a marriage?
What are you talking about, roles? Everybody does what they have to do.
Well, okay, what do you do? What does she do?
For a living?
No, in the house for the marriage. What do you guys do? What are your roles?
Role? I don't understand the question. She does what needs to be done that day if she has time to do it, and if she doesn't, I do it. I do what needs to be done that day, and if I don't have time to do it, she does it. What roles? I don't know what you're
How do you not know what roles are in a marriage? You're married for 20 years. You guys don't have any roles?
Exist. Because those don't exist. Like, I'm not white. I'm not a white Christian man. I don't.
What are you talking about? I'm not white. What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, because you're trying to live up to like some white supremacist ideal of the
what are you talking
family.
about?
I don't subscribe.
Nobody
to
said
that.
nothing about no supremacy.
Teamwork makes the dream work, friend. We a team. Ain't no roles.
What do you mean there ain't no roles?
It's not that hard to understand. You said, why do women not want to cook and clean? They're tired. They have to go to work.
Okay.
I answered that question.
Okay.
You said, what are your roles? I said, we're a team.
If there's something that needs to be built in the house, who builds it? You or your wife?
Depends on what it is.
What do you mean depends on what it is?
Like if it's a toy for the kids, you know what I'm saying? My wife's better at putting stickers on, so she builds it. But if we're talking about
that's not building nothing, man.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Stickers on something? You've lost it.
It's still a task. But my wife's an interior designer, so she can build anything.
I ain't got time for no foolishness.
You got an attitude about everything. You believe that every man should be making $100,000 a year. And I just read an article that $100,000 ain't nothing because at the end of the day,
over half of Americans earning a 6-figure salary report that they're actually living paycheck to paycheck. So that brings me to this really interesting statistic that more and more people who make at least $100K a year say they're living paycheck to paycheck. And, this has been a number that has been a percentage that's been ticking up, I think, since the summer. I think it was in the 30s in the summer. Now it's much higher than that in terms of percentage of people saying that. A lot of people are going to hear you make $100,000. I don't get it. How is it possible that you can make that amount of money and still live paycheck to paycheck?
It's interesting. We see this across the board. I mean, look, almost 2/3 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And we are seeing that really when it comes to lower and middle income Americans, those rates are staying fairly stable. Where we're seeing a lot of the increase right now is among those who are higher earning in Americans.
The average woman only makes $42,000 a year, but you want a man to make $100,000 a year. You want the average man to be 6 feet. But there's only 14% of us in the world that are 6 feet. So why are you lying to yourself about that? You want him to take care of you. You want him to be a stepdad, a sad dude, a boy toy, all these things that we're saying. It might not be what you want to hear, ladies. But at the end of the day, you cannot accuse the passport bros, the blue book gentlemen, the expats of ever lying on you, sisters. And all you brothers that co-sign, like, yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing about my sisters, my queens, my ladies back home, the queens of the universe. Damn that. Step to me when you hear me lie on you, sisters. Step to me when you hear one brother of the passport bro movement, what he just said was a lie. Y'all ain't got an attitude. Is that a lie? Oh, it's not? Okay. Y'all only make $42,000 a year on average. That's okay. That's the truth, right? Okay. 2/3 of all college debt is black women. That's not a lie either. So when we said that was truthful. Black women hold most of the credit card debts that's coming down the turnpike. Oh, that's true too? Oh, okay. 80% of your kids are out of wedlock. You just busted nuts and you're only having babies by a small pool of guys, statistically. Oh, that's true. Oh, we didn't lie about that. We didn't lie either about that. So everything the passport bro brothers have been saying is absolutely the truth. Is that what you're saying, my sisters? But you don't like the tone of it. And then brothers don't like the fact that you're saying it. They just want you to just leave and don't say nothing. But when we tried that and we were quiet, every other female on TikTok had something to say. Passport bro movement was a quiet movement with nobody bothering nobody. We wasn't saying nothing to nobody. Getting our passports, finding a country, and going about our business. All the expats, all you retirees, ex-military, pension holders, social security holders, you just got your passport, you found your country, and you just left. We've been doing it for years, since World War II. Now, all of a sudden, ladies wanted to put their 2 cents in on TikTok. And we responded with truth. Don't you ever let nobody in the United States that you are leaving make you feel guilty of anything that you are saying and anything that you are doing. Speak your piece as you are walking out the door, as you are walking up that ramp or walking down that ramp on that plane. Say your piece. If they don't like how you say it, they ain't gonna never like how you say it. Abraham Lincoln said it best. You can make some of these fools happy some of the time, but I be danged if you can make all these fools happy all of the time. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Women already understand why the hell we leaving. From Taraji all the way down to the average everyday woman that's a nurse in the neighborhood. They already know. If we have said nothing like we were before, they know why the hell we leaving. They already know. Dr. Umar, all the brothers that support them, all them brothers that's on Lapeef Network and all those other panel shows that laugh and mock, all those Christian brothers that laugh and mock. They know when the cameras go off, they know why the hell we leaving. They know why we leaving. When you got to go to a gas station and make life decisions like my man Cat Williams said, gas prices ain't going down that far. Groceries are still high. They ain't as high as they were at one point in time, but they're still high as can be. If you don't have investments and you just making regular dollars, your money means nothing. It's sad in the United States. I'll say it. It's sad in our country, 'tis of thee, that economically we got two gangs politically, the Republicans and the Democrats, the red and the blues. Do you think that the Crips and the Bloods invented red and blue? Hell no. The original red and blue was the Democrats and the Republicans going back and forth at it. And now they used to be able to work together, but now they have drawn a line in the sand and you can't get anything done politically. From the grassroots level in your neighborhood and your community, all the way up into the White House and in Congress. But they want you to ignore that. They want to ignore that reason why we're leaving. They won't ignore the reasons that the fact that the US dollar is so strong in other countries, and you can go to Bali or Thailand or Vietnam and enjoy yourself with the same US dollar. They want to deny that. They want you to stay in the United States buying Gucci and Fendi and Jordans and all that other BS.
I think most people would say yes. Good morning, guys. It seems to be a new part of our holiday tradition. People whipping out their smartphones and cameras to grab footage of all that Black Friday chaos. This year, no exception, with brawls, bullet holes, even a stun gun, all captured on video as America's biggest shopping day once again came with a violent side. Black Friday bedlam once again took over America's malls and department stores. Perhaps the most alarming is this footage from inside a Philadelphia mall, where two women began brawling at 2:30 in the morning, one eventually pulling out a taser. You can hear the crackle of the stun gun. And watch as the sparks fly. And check out this brawl from inside a Texas Walmart as two women battle for a TV set. Police eventually throwing one woman to the floor and cuffing her. The situation also came to blows in this parking lot of a California Walmart.
Crack that fool, dog!
Security expert J.R. Roberts says stores taking extra steps to lure in big crowds are not always taking extra steps for security.
A lot of the retailers who've convinced people they will get one-in-a-lifetime deals, and so they have to get there. And as a consequence, we see a lot of chaos.
But with Black Friday shopping numbers on the rise, videos showing off chaos now seem as customary as the turkey dinner.
Okay, since Jordans is all that, how many of y'all has been in another country other than when you went to the thrift area where they got like the knockoff Jordans that look like Jordans and the Yeezys that kind of like look like Yeezys? Other than that, I'm not talking about like in Thailand. How many of y'all like on purpose went out there and you went and got you at least 2 pair of Jordans? Unless you in Thailand or in Vietnam to where they got those little flea markets like that, you ain't buying that bull that they got in the States like you were buying it in the States. How many of y'all done bought a pair of LeBrons in another country outside of a thrift store where you went right into that Foot Locker in China, that Foot Locker in Japan? You went right to the Foot Locker in Colombia and you bought you a pair of Jordans or LeBrons or Kobe's. None of us? Oh, a couple of us? You know why we don't buy that? Because once you leave the United States, we realize wasting our money on that bullshit that we thought we needed to impress people in the United States, we no longer need. Tonight is water night. Drink your water, gentlemen. Drink your water. Make sure you click that like button. I like you. Make sure you like us too. As I said before, I noticed that the people in the United States, men and women, especially in our community, don't like what we have to say when it comes to the ladies, our sisters in the United States. Stop talking about us and leave. That's what they say. But no one has ever accused, and I'll say this again, no one has ever accused passport bros, expats, or blue book gentlemen of lying on black women in the United States.